Is it enough to have confidence in order to step up to the plate and start doing stuff? And if so, what does confidence consist of? So are we talking merely about knowledge and getting into action, or does it require also believing in yourself and possibly the belief from your surroundings? So what if you don't feel worthwhile to do something because your surroundings are telling you that you're not good enough? So then you can have the knowledge and you can have the skills and you might want to take action, but something might be holding you back. Anyway, I had this wonderful discussion with ZantheMan Smith. I'm not sure whether his YouTube channel is just ZantheMan or ZantheMan Smith. You would have to check. But anyway, you can find him Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific, doing a live show about whatever topic is on for that day. And today it was freestyle. And basically we got to discuss one major topic, which was kind of interesting because we are there with numerous coaches, so we all have an opinion. But what I really liked was someone asked Zan to introduce himself. So I asked him about this one word, and on his head it says confidence is king. And so yeah, we got to discuss confidence, and it linked to a bit of a sore subject for me, topic, as in a couple of days ago I recorded this video. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. You can find it either on YouTube or you can find it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Just look for Lady Lexy's Live on the Road. And it had to do with someone who is being told over and over and over again that he's not good enough. And I keep telling him that he is. But you know, when your surroundings are telling you you're not, then what are you going to do? Who are you going to believe? Well, I recorded the video almost directly after he had sent me this text message. Thank you and goodbye. Well, you can guess what he was about to do. He didn't do it eventually. He got rescued by the dog. And it's a dog who has a place elsewhere where he's got all this space to run around in freedom, and he pays good money for it to have the dog experience that freedom and be taken care of very, very well. So it's kind of miraculous that the moment that he thought about saying goodbye to this life, that the dog showed up. But I decided to record that video straight away because I was still feeling very emotional, and as you can tell, I still am a little bit. But when we got to talk about confidence, I was like, yeah, but believe, that's so important as well. Believe in yourself, but also being believed by your surroundings, them telling you you're good enough, maybe applauding you for whatever it is you're doing, but not ignoring you. So in the video I said, please reach out to hotlines, support lines, friends, maybe even complete strangers or community groups. And what I liked today was that, well, someone said, I didn't tell about it because I thought that people wouldn't appreciate it or accept it. Anyway, it didn't seem right to her. And personally, I think that's not true. Yeah, people tend to not have time and not make time. But if you knock on their doors, not literally, let's say on the doors of their phone or whatever, and say, I need your help. I really need to talk to you right now, maybe in 10 minutes, but not much later. I do believe people will take the time. Just see how people respond after people are no longer around. You know, that's when people actually open up about how they feel about that person who's no longer around. And how great would it be, how magnificent, if we would be able to share our thoughts while the person is still around. I mean, wouldn't you like to know that people appreciated you and loved you when you were still around? Well, since you're listening to this and watching this, you are still around. And I believe that it's never too late to tell someone that you love them and that you appreciate them. And yeah, if you are one of those out there who don't feel supported, go find that support someone else, but never go silent. Don't be silent, because silence either leads to outbursts of some kind. It can lead to violence. It can lead to one-sided communication because you may start yelling. It can also lead to you hurting yourself or maybe those around you. And usually people start hurting themselves, and they can either do it by burning themselves on a hot cup of coffee, or using those little knives, you know, those razor sharp blades. Or it can be done in different ways, you know, when people start drinking and they drink a lot more than it's good for them, or they start smoking a lot or doing drugs. That usually is a sign on the wall that it's not just for fun and hanging out with the guys and the gals, but it's usually also a sign that people don't feel confident enough to express themselves when they are sober, when they are not under the influence of whatever it is, and that they need this in order to relax first. And after a while, if you do it often enough, then they actually do not know how to express themselves without stuff. If they were able to express themselves without the stuff at first. It's 4 a.m, so well, it's actually 4:47. It's almost 5 a.m. Thank you, Zen, for having a show around this time. No, that's not fair. I'm a night owl, so but yeah, question is, do we actually take time out to listen to other people? And if you haven't, then maybe it's time to see if someone needs it. And if you are the one who needs expressing, and you recognize that you flee into booze or drugs or whatever it is, or you're hurting yourself in some other way, or you're just being totally lonely, just see if you can reach out to people. I actually just posted some pictures on Instagram, and I wrote in the text that I did, by the way, that I had been walking up to people I didn't know to take pictures of their dogs and all. And actually what I did was I walked up to them because they were the closest ones to have this view of the ocean. And so if I hadn't walked up there, then I wouldn't have been able to take a picture without all the people and tables and whatever in front of it. But as it happened, there was also this dog up there, very pretty dog, and the dog was called Charlie. And I said, and the dog was looking at me, and I was like, oh, are you okay with me taking a picture? And a few days prior to this, I also took some pictures of a dog I didn't know. Her name was Maggie, or is Maggie. And later that day, I also took some pictures of another dog. His name is Kai, but I know that one really well. Anyway, when it comes to confidence, I can say I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get out there, and I'm not going to ask people if I can take those pictures. But somehow, and that's the way it works for me, when I have something to do or I'm in a particular role, I don't mind. And the people were actually kind of glad that I was taking those pictures. They really liked it. And, due to technology, I can send it to them straight away. I mean, I transferred a whole lot to my phone and then used AirDrop, and then, hallelujah, there they got it. And, it's freedom to be able to express yourself and just find the courage to go and do whatever it is you like to do. And yes, it can be hard at times. This last Sunday, I decided to record a concert from a friend, and I was pretty much okay with setting up a camera on spot X and then another one on spot Y. But then I was like, okay, but I've got this new camera I want to take pictures with. And that was a little bit of a different story because it was the first time I got to play with it. But I did go out there, I did take the pictures, and actually one of those is now a profile picture on his Facebook, which is kind of cool. I guess that just by doing it, I instantly got back into the hang of it. And just started doing it. So what changed for me, I guess, and that's what I got to discuss too in the group, in the panel with ZantheMan, and of course all the other people like Bunny and Mary, for instance. What we sometimes need is feedback. We need response. And when people actually like what you're doing and they are giving you immediate response, that's when we know, oh yeah, this is good, this is working. And yeah, I guess that's what worked for me. And it's also a way to express myself, especially when, well, nowadays I can talk just about anything, but back in the days I couldn't. But this is a way to, I guess, to create a relationship with someone or form a bond, to have a mutual interest. So getting back to confidence, which for me is related to speaking out and giving yourself a voice, and with it to inclusion. When you do not know how to approach people and whether you belong or not, sometimes you don't need to find those close to you. You know, you can relate to other stuff. There's this song from Delane. It's called We Are the Others. And well, when I grew up, I was one of the few metalheads out there. Back then we had the hair metal and the glam metal. And yeah, well, there were 4 of us at high school, and we would recognize one another because of the t-shirts and the leopard skin pants. And, you know, nowadays it doesn't happen often, but a while ago, someone actually approached me because he recognized me from that time, offering me some metal magazines, which was pretty cool. But anyway, a number of people who used to be strangers are now close friends because we share something. And I started to talk to them or just go places, whether it's a community on Facebook or whether it's an actual concert. Of course, because of Corona, that's a little bit hard. I don't know what would have happened. I don't know. I just know that I've got a lot of friends now from all over the world, and it basically is because, primarily because of music, but also because of a lot of other interests. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm making much sense anymore. I believe I am, but like I said, it's almost 5 in the morning. But I did want to post a reaction video to the YouTube video from ZantheMan, and I also wanted to give a heads up to those out there who feel they are completely on their own without any support. And like I said in my previous video, please go find a hotline, find some support group, go reach out to your friends or maybe even complete strangers, but know there are people out there who are there to listen to you and who are willing to listen to you. You always are good enough, and you sure are worth it. Please remember. And if you want to, just respond to this video and let me know how this has helped you.